From Amateur Radio Newsline Report, number 2377. This is Ham Nation Headlines for Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. It's that time of year again when amateurs check out their equipment and get ready for a new season of storms and storm-related activities.
This is especially important for such stations as WX4NHC at the National Hurricane Center in Florida. Their annual on-the-air communications test will take place on Saturday, May 27th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. The purpose of the event is to test the station's equipment and antennas as well as operators' home equipment prior to the 2023 hurricane season, which runs from June 1st through November 30th. The station will be operating on HF, VHF, and UHF, including 2 and 30-meter APRS and WinLink. Bobby Graves, KB5HAV, net manager of the Hurricane WatchNet, told AR Newsline that they will be active during that time, on or near their standard frequencies of 14.325 and 7.268 megahertz, depending on propagation. The VoIP Hurricane Net will activate that day too, from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Look for WX4NHC on the air or post it on DX Cluster. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
There's antenna work, and then there's antenna work. And if your antenna is a folding antenna that won't unfold, and it's out in space, you're going to need to do a little more than just climb up the tower to fix it.
With the launch last month of the European Space Agency's JUICE mission, short for Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, hopes were high for its antenna, which had been folded up inside the spacecraft, ready for its eventual full deployment. The 16-meter-long antenna, known as RIME, that for Radar for Icy Moons Exploration, was to completely unfold in its first week after the launch date, and it did, that is, all but one final part. According to various media accounts, a variety of remedies were tried without success until the flight control team finally freed the remaining part by delivering a shock that moved a tiny stuck pin that had left the antenna section jammed in its folded position. The shock came via a device known as a non-explosive actuator that was located inside the bracket. What happened was disruptive enough to shake things up. May 12 brought freedom as the stuck part became unstuck. Now the antenna should be ready for an even bigger challenge, the moons around the giant planet Jupiter. The mission will use the antenna to study those icy moons as far down as 9 kilometers, analyzing both the surface and subsurface. What unfolds there may possibly deliver some shocks of its own. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Still with space radio, a popular ham radio satellite launched a little less than 8 years ago from China has left its orbit.
Satellite enthusiasts have one fewer satellite to rely on now. The orbit has decayed for the popular linear transponder satellite known as XW-2A. The satellite was sent into space in September of 2015 from China's Taiyuan Satellite Launch Center. The satellite does not leave space without sharing a little bit of glory. In August of 2022, two amateurs used XW-2A to achieve communication over a record distance for the 25 kg microsat. It was a transatlantic QSO between EA4 and F in Spain and VE1 CWJ in Nova Scotia, a memorable distance of 4,751 kilometers. This is Stephen Kinford, N8WB.
The nominating period for the 2023 Amateur Radio Newsline Bill Pasternak WA6ITF Young Ham of the Year Award closes at midnight Eastern Wednesday, May 31st. You'll find more information and the nominating form on our website, arnewsline.org, under the Awards tab. We'll present the award in August at the Huntsville Hamfest in Alabama. And that's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline, your independent source for amateur radio news since 1976 at arnewsline.org. With Randy Sly, W4XJ, Graham Kemp, VK4BB, Stephen Kinford, N8WB, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team across the globe. I'm Don Wilbanks, AE5DW. 7-3. We'll see you next time here on Ham Nation.